prepared, and I appreciate you for it.
Hey, man. Yeah, Jack Daniels is a sponsor of these, so just want to shout them out real quick. How are you
Amazing.
doing, man?
I'm doing wonderfully. I came up to Lake Tahoe to stay with some friends, and it is just majestic and beautiful. I'm sitting amongst the trees. Everything is glistening. It's just lovely.
Yeah, yeah, we need a little scenic view here. Let's see what you
I
got.
say that one more time. I lost you there for a second.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to flip the phone around and see what you're looking at because it's got to be elegant,
Okay,
right?
wait, hold on. How do I do this? Just double tap. There you go.
There we go.
Trees.
Oh, dude, can I tell you? I don't think I've seen a tree in like 3 months.
Yeah,
It's kind of tragic.
we were we decided getting a few hours outside of LA was for the best.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. And you're there with
It's
some
real
friends, you said?
peaceful. Yeah, just a couple friends and my girlfriend.
Love it. Love it.
It's love.
Let's see. You're living your best life right now. I mean, clearly your song, if the world was ending, is kind of become the anthem of this time.
We didn't do it on purpose. We didn't mean for this to happen. We wrote that song in it's coming on a year now since we wrote that song. We wrote that song in July of
Oh, wow.
2019. It came out in October of 2019. None of us had even heard of COVID-19. We were just writing about almost writing about imagining a hypothetical catastrophe, making the reasons you had not to talk to the people you love seem like dumb reasons. And then fast forward a few months, and it's not so hypothetical.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's any conspiracies that you and Julia are the cause of all of
Twitter
this.
has told us about their conspiracies. We have heard all about it.
Well, dude, seriously, congratulations. What, it just went
Thank you. I
platinum,
appreciate it
right?
so much. We went platinum a couple days ago, which is just bananas.
Yeah.
Certainly a first for me. And yeah, it's kind of surreal. The whole thing
Yeah.
is very surreal.
How did you guys, because it's kind of cool because Julia, you mentioned, is, you said you're with your girlfriend, that's Julia, and you guys
Mhm.
wrote the song together. So did you guys get a chance to celebrate that moment, and what did you do?
I mean, this is, I think, our platinum celebration. We celebrated by getting out of the city and drinking some champagne, playing some board games, and amongst the trees.
Which board games are on the top of the list for you guys?
Bananagrams is always a go-to. Although I've been trying to get Julia into a game called Ticket to Ride, and I've realized that a secret in getting her into a game is letting her win the first couple times. And I made
Smart
that
man.
mistake with Ticket to Ride because I won the first couple games, and now she thinks she doesn't like the game. So I need to do some work in reverse.
It's hilarious. A little reverse psychology there.
Totally.
Um, well, back to the song, man. I mean, when I first heard it, like probably everybody else that heard it, it was one of those, stop where the hell you are, and you just have to listen. There's so much music out there that we consume on a daily basis, especially people like me in the industry
Yeah,
and
of course.
people that are following us. But it's one of those songs that really like you remember where you are, and
Hmm.
I know a lot of my friends did the same thing. It's one of those songs that you share with people.
Yeah.
There's not many, but that one I started being like, okay, hey, you got to see this. And I think the video really explains it in even more depth. But now when we
Yeah.
play it on Kiss FM in Chicago, it's the same thing. It's like, you
Well, man, hey,
stop.
I appreciate you listening to it thoughtfully and humanly because I know how hard it is to like work in the music industry and still maintain your love for music and still like have those moments with songs. So, man, I respect and appreciate you for that.
Oh, dude, of course. They kind of try to pay me to do that. But yes, no, it's still one of the parts of my job that I love.
Good.
But dude, and then after the song is blowing up and it's streaming, it goes platinum. Then this whole video idea comes out for Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess how did the artists all contribute? Because I mean, who are we talking? Like Sam Smith, I think that's Dan Reynolds. How
Are you
did this?
are you hearing the birds wanting to participate in this interview?
Yeah, and I'm jealous AF
You've
because
you've got a
it's
you've got a whole contingency of birds wanting to talk to you right now.
let
Um,
them speak, let them sing.
yeah, they can. They're like, why didn't you put us in the video? Um, Well, it was about as simple as Julie and I text all of our friends, kind of everyone we could think of. We just texted them and said, "Hey, we want to do this video to support Doctors Without Borders. Like, are you down to sing 20 seconds of our song? Pick whatever 20 seconds inspires you, send it to us. It would mean a lot. Um,
That's it.
and yeah, that was kind of it.
Yeah.
And then once we got all the videos, we worked with our friend Ben to piece it together and make it sound, like a thing.
Yeah.
But it was cool because I think, right now there's so many initiatives going on, and they all have value and they're all so meaningful. But it's hard as an artist to kind of like decipher which ones you want to connect yourself to, which ones you want to work with. And I think because this was so personal and so just like by the community, there was no like corporate entity or label or company being like, hey, like we'll pay you to like do this charity video for our company. It was just like a bunch of artists being like, this is easy, and this is a song that we're singing right now anyway. That's kind of how the idea like got started. We just saw a few of our friends post a cover. Like Alessia Cara had posted a cover, and I was like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. And we were seeing like a few others, and we were like, maybe we could put these together. Maybe it can benefit Doctors Without Borders. At the end of the video, my friend Crystal, who works with Doctors Without Borders, speaks about their projects around the world, and her and I have been friends for 10 years. So our getting to collaborate with her on this was really special.
That's pretty cool, man. Full circle, right? So
Absolutely.
I'm a big storytelling guy. Like when it comes to music, I'm a big Dave Matthews Band fan because a lot of their music they tell stories. Is that kind of, because this to me is a love story, right? This is all about, the world's ending, there's an earthquake, blah, 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 but it's really about two people, like, we need to come together probably, huh?
Yeah, yeah, because the earthquakes inspired it originally, because we wrote it in July, and that's around when the earthquakes in California happened. But the earthquakes weren't actually, that terrifying. They were pretty simple. That's actually what inspired Julia's verse when she goes like, "It didn't scare me when the earthquake happened," because she was at a Shawn Mendes concert and everyone was freaking out. And her growing up in Santa Clarita is like, "This is normal. Y'all are tripping." So the story there is more like something like that, making you consider what it would take to put everything else aside and put love first, and almost fantasizing about something that would let you do that.
Wow. By the way, Shawn Mendes concert, I would give anything to be at one right now.
Yeah, I was at actually the concert. He did 2 concerts at the Staples Center, and I was at the first one, and Julia was at the second, and this is before we knew each other.
You just missed. You just crossed
We
paths.
just missed one another.
Do you
Yeah,
remember,
love that
other than your own shows, do you remember the last live concert or like big gathering that you were at?
Yeah, I went to We Day in London. There was 15,000 kids there. It was insane. Do you know what that is, We Day?
Yeah, we actually have our Chicago We Day this Friday.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great event. Was I think Allie Brooke is one of the artists that's going to be doing some stuff.
Very
So,
cool.
that is a lot of people.
Yeah,
15,000.
like at the beginning of March. So it was like right before everything went down. Cool fact about We Day, Julia and I are actually playing the Canadian virtual We Day this year, which is cool for me because 10 years ago I worked with Me to We, as a teenager thought that was going to be my career path. Thought I was going to work in activism, wanted to work with that organization, went on 2 different trips with them. So to be 10 years later, like playing
featured artist,
them, it's pretty cool.
That's wild. So back to the concerts thing. I know you had to postpone, and you made it clear we're not canceling this. Nope, we are taking it, and we are going to do it at a later date.
Totally.
Was there Chicago dates?
Yeah.
Or Chicago date?
There was a Chicago date at Shuba's. I think we sold it out twice, so there might be some more Chicago dates, either more dates at Shuba's, or we might move to Lincoln Hall. Shuba's, I kind of just, I don't care if we can sell 2,000 tickets. I kind of just want to play Shuba's a bunch of times because that's one of my favorite venues in the country. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but my grandfather lived in Chicago. He was the first cellist of the Chicago Symphony.
Get out of here!
Yeah, so
man.
I grew up coming to Chicago all the time.
So you've been to, obviously Shuba's very well.
Yeah, my mom is from there. So it's like a second home. My mom grew up in Chicago.
Dude, I didn't know that. Yeah, I love Shuba's. And the other part about Shuba's is that's probably going to be after this tour, the last time you're going to play in a venue that fits just that many people. So enjoy it while it lasts.
You know what? Honestly, like if one of the effects of, post-COVID performance world is we have to do more dates at smaller venues, I'd be psyched for that because I love the intimacy of like a 300-400 cap room. Like honestly, I would rather play a 400 cap room 4 times than play a
Yeah.
2,000 cap room. Sometimes there's just something so
No.
special about really getting to look people in the eye like that. And my music is so like personal, it's so like storytelling driven, so intimate that I want to be able to have that connection.
Yeah. I think that'd be great too. I just wonder, big business wise, if others are going to be, you mentioned corporate people are going to be okay with that because at the end of the day, they're all about selling tickets and merch, right? So, but you could still do it.
We'll see.
It's,
It's
it's
I think part of being in the music industry sometimes is just like holding on to your idealism and then putting it up to practicality and meeting in the middle somewhere.
yeah, shit's got to change,
Yeah,
so, or we die.
yeah, or we die
um, so okay, cool. So your mom's from Chicago, but you grew up where in Canada?
in Toronto.
Oh, okay. So that's like I always look at Toronto as almost the older brother of Chicago because it's
The
right.
older brother, that's nice of you. I always went with like
Yeah,
younger Canadian brother that
definitely Canadian.
like you
But
bullied a little bit because like he wasn't as tough as you and you could beat him up when he was a kid. But now like he's got this emotional intelligence that you kind of envy like as an older brother, and you sort of want to be more like him, but you would never say that because like you got too much pride as a brother.
you really thought about this a little bit, huh? I like
You
I
know,
like that analogy. That's great.
kind of off the top, but that's my Toronto Chicago relationship in a nutshell.
What the hell is up with Toronto and like the music scene and the musicians? I mean, just the last 10 years. You mentioned Alessia Cara, obviously Drake, the Biebers of the world. Like this city
John,
is just.
John's from Toronto. The Weekend, Daniel Caesar, Jesse Reyes.
Is it like you either sing or you gotta you're screwed? You do something else. Like what?
I honestly don't know what it is, but I've got to hope that it's all those things I love about Toronto, just
Mhm.
culminating in some creative people.
Mhm.
You know, just a super multicultural city that prioritizes community. And I
Yeah.
think when you prioritize multiculturalism and community, you get artists.
How long have you been in LA?
It's been 7 years.
Okay, so LA's home. Like you at this point, you're a Los Angeles resident full
It's
time.
definitely it's definitely the only place I feel like I've been an adult.
Okay, that's
Toronto's like my home as a kid. By the way, my buddy Anthony Ramos is here right now, and I love him, and it's cool that
shout
he's
out.
you know, what
What
up,
up,
Ant?
Anthony?
Thanks for watching.
What do you miss? What's two things you miss about Toronto?
I miss my dad, and I miss the Raptors. Not
Ah,
necessarily in that order.
are you a big NBA guy?
I'm a big NBA guy. I miss the Raptors a lot,
Did you
a
must
lot.
have you must have dipped into Last Dance then?
Oh yeah, I'm on episode 5.
Oh, so good,
So good,
so good.
so good. Like I watch that and think like, how do I be Michael Jordan in the music industry? I don't know how. Maybe I'm Scottie Pippen. Maybe I'm Dennis Rodman. I'd honestly be okay with any of those. Who am I on the Bulls in my current life?
I
Maybe I'm
I
Phil Jackson. I'd be okay with that too.
I want to say Michael Jordan, but unfortunately, you let Julia win in board games, and Michael Jordan would never do that.
It's true.
So
She might be MJ. I'm
yeah,
either Phil Jackson or Pippen. Honestly, though, I'd be okay with being Rodman. Who are you in your life, on your like either career or team? Like, who are you on the '97 Bulls?
I'd like to think I'm Steve Kerr because I'm like
Ooh,
that
I
nice
like that.
guy, but also I'm get a little feisty if I have to.
Yeah. Also, you're gonna have your moment. You know, give it 10, 15 years, and you're building the next super team.
I love it. This is this
I,
is this is a great conversation of everything fun. Thank you to Jack Daniels for doing it. I do want to ask you, Canadian artist wise, who's on your Mount Rushmore of Canadian musicians? You got four artists all time. I want to see how they match up with mine.
okay, number one, Joni Mitchell.
Not even on my Mount Rushmore. Okay,
Um, I can pick bands, right?
whoever you want.
Joni Mitchell,
Yep.
Oscar Peterson,
Okay, not on my list.
Rush.
I forgot about Rush. Idiot. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, the last one's always the toughest whenever you're
Rush,
making a Mount Rushmore.
Drake,
Okay, we have the same number four.
maybe Celine Dion.
Celine Dion's my number two.
But like personally, just in terms of like who's influenced me the most,
Yes. Yes.
Joni Mitchell, Oscar Peterson, Rush, Drake. But Joni is like a clear number one.
Celine Dion, Bryan Adams,
Okay, cool.
Alanis.
Oh, that could be in mine too.
You already made yours, dude. Too
I'm
late.
subbing Rush for Alanis.
Deal. And then Drake for mine.
Wait, yours was Celine, Alanis,
Bryan Adams,
Bryan
Drake.
Adams, Drake. It's pretty good.
90s. This is a 90s kid here. So, cool. Well, dude, hey, awesome spending some time. I really appreciate it, especially because you're like on a mini vacation. Go celebrate. Tell Julia we said hi. We're going to keep blasting the song.
I appreciate
Yeah.
you showing love to the song so much. It's like
Yeah.
so cool, especially, because Chicago is such a close place in my heart that you're playing it for people out there. It's so cool.
You got it, man. And we will see you when you come and perform. Hopefully, like 9 different shows that shoot us.
That's the dream. I'll see you as soon as possible.
And then one more thing before you go. We're
Yeah.
asking artists to do to have whatever kind of message or piece of word of advice for different high schools throughout the area. So if you have one piece of advice for Stevenson High School, what would you say?
Or Stevenson High School. Okay, 2 pieces of advice I would have loved to have given to my high school self.
Okay, perfect.
Spend less time working on getting other people to accept you and work on accepting yourself, because as soon as you do it, other people will follow along. And also, acne doesn't matter that much. You notice it more than other people. Just let it happen. It'll go away.
The man is you're a man of wisdom. Be well beyond your years, JP
Try my
Saxe.
best.
Dude, thank you so much. Tell Julia we said hi, and we'll see you down the road.
I will. Thanks for having me,
All
and
right.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
See ya.
See you, bro.